I said, I don't think I'm going to make it to heaven in front of a massive group of people, 56,000 people. And they were all saying, oh, what does he mean? I don't think I'm going to make it to heaven. I'm doing a great job for a lot of people, but I don't think so. I'm just not worthy of heaven. I'm not going to make it. And I was having a good time going.
It's not looking great, folks. Not great at all. Something is clearly off, and it's getting harder to ignore. Every day, there's a new clip, a new moment, a new wait, what situation. Instead of speculating, let's just walk through what actually happened in the last 24 hours. First, the hands. The discoloration is back, and not subtle. You can see makeup layered over it, like someone tried to frost a cake with the wrong shade of concealer. Whatever's going on, it's not exactly invisible. And now it's on both hands. That's not a lighting issue, that's not camera tricks, that's visible. Then we move to the Board of Peace meeting in DC. He's seated, people are speaking, and he's asleep. Not blinking, not resting his eyes, asleep. Head dipping, that startled wake-up look when someone finishes talking. Then the denial, I wasn't sleeping, sure, and I wasn't watching that happen in 4K. Next stop, Rome, Georgia. And this speech? I genuinely don't know how to describe it. His face wasn't the usual bright orange. It was like someone hit the sunburn filter and forgot to turn it off. Red-orange. Sweating. Words slurring together. Sentences starting but never landing anywhere. And then this line. If you didn't have all these cameras, you'd violently kiss me. Violently kiss me. Sir, what?
He said, President, if I didn't have all these cameras running, I would grab you and start kissing you violently. And I said, why is that? He said, because what you've done for us economically in this state, in this town, with the tariffs in particular. So I want to just introduce Andrew. Thank you very much.
Apparently, it was about tariffs, because nothing says economic policy like aggressive imaginary kissing. The explanation somehow made it stranger. You'd grab me and kiss me violently because of tariffs. That's not how appreciation works. That's not how any of this works. Then he pivots to screaming, tariffs, 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 like it's a wrestling intro. We go from trade policy to men and women's sports to voter ID to heaven in about 90 seconds.
Tariffs. Tariffs! Can you believe it? It said tariffs. And I gotta be before a court. Can you believe it? This is like men playing in women's sports, transgender for everybody. I have a new one to add, voter ID. The Democrats don't want to give us voter ID because they want to cheat.
And yes, heaven. In front of tens of thousands of people, he starts musing about how he probably won't make it to heaven. I don't think I'll make it. I hope I do, but I doubt it.
I said, I don't think I'm going to make it to heaven in front of a massive group of people, 56,000 people. And they were all saying, oh, what does he mean? I don't think I'm going to make it to heaven. I'm doing a great job for a lot of people, but I don't think so. I'm just not worthy of heaven. I'm not going to make it. And I was having a good time going, I was having fun. I hope to make it. But I doubt I will, to be honest with you. A lot of you will. I'm not saying you. But I was having fun.
This isn't a late-night podcast reflection. This is a rally speech. Meanwhile, at the earlier event, he's visibly drifting off again, that same frozen deer-in-headlights expression when he snaps awake.
And the successful implementation of the second phase of the Gaza peace plan. This includes ensuring a lasting ceasefire.
وتحقيق الأمن والاستقرار في غزة. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you.
That look where you can almost see the buffering wheel turning behind the eyes? Family history has been brought up publicly before, and medical experts have noted concerns about word-finding issues, wandering speech patterns, mixing up basic details. You don't need to be a neurologist to notice when someone loses their train of thought mid-sentence repeatedly.
What's your assessment of where he's at? And what do you think about this persistent rumor that these bruises on the back of his hand are the consequence of his taking a regular, I don't recall if they're weekly or monthly, but the major anti-Alzheimer's drug is given by infusion into the back of the hand. that might be what's going on.
Yeah, obviously, you don't need to be a neurologist or medical doctor of any kind to know that there's a very significant genetic component to Alzheimer's. My grandfather did have Alzheimer's. In fact, he had it for many years, and the signs started showing up when he was in his late 70s. And Donald, as we know, is 79. Right. So part of the reason I think that it's likely that he is suffering from some kind of cognitive issues is because of what other people are saying. You know, medical doctors who do understand that you don't just get an MRI for fun, and that an MRI coupled with repeated cognitive assessments typically means that doctors are concerned that there may be some issues going on cognitively. And then, of course, you know, we can see what's going on with our own eyes, whether or not the Trump regime is willing to believe or allow us to believe our own eyes. He is suffering from bouts of aphasia. He is sleeping during the day. That's a bad sign. He sometimes, and this just from my own personal experience with my grandfather, causes a great deal of alarm. He often gets the same deer in the headlights look where he seems not to know where he is or who he's with. So there's plenty of evidence to suggest that he is in all sorts of decline physically, psychologically, and cognitively.
There's also the I beat affordability moment. Not lowered it, not addressed it. Beat it. Like affordability was a final boss in a video game, and he unlocked the trophy. And can we talk about the tiny gavel, the miniature novelty-sized gavel he's tapping like he just discovered props? I've seen bigger gavels at a middle school mock trial.
You notice, what word have you not heard over the last 2 weeks? Affordability. Because I've won affordability. I had to go out and talk about it.
Then there's the escalator story. Apparently an escalator stopped abruptly at the United Nations, and he had to grab his movie star wife to save himself from falling.
We're going to push Zelensky for peace, President Trump.
President Trump, Schumer.
The escalator attacked him, but don't worry, Melania's strategic positioning saved the day. It sounded less like a policy speech and more like a deleted scene from a sitcom.
First, I had an escalator that stopped, you know that. It's going up, boom. It's lucky my movie star first lady was in front of me because I put my hand on a certain part of her body and I was able to stop my fall. Otherwise, because she had no trouble, I said, boy, that was a very sharp stop, Johnny. So I said, that was strange. I've been on a lot of escalators. It's never happened before. Usually it stops very slowly. This was just boom. But our first lady was right in the proper location for me.
And when asked about serious matters, the answers spiral into word salad. Topics switch mid-sentence, names get tangled. He starts answering a question that wasn't asked and ends somewhere entirely different. Then after all of that, he jokes about someone else sleeping. That's the part that almost feels surreal. Look, nobody has access to private medical records. Nobody's diagnosing anything here. But when public behavior changes, when the speeches become more scattered, when the visible signs stack up, people notice. And pretending people don't see it doesn't make it disappear.
Yeah, you know, Ben, from the very start, I think number one, he's the president of the United States, so let's hope he's getting beyond the headlines the care that he needs. He does have a family history, importantly, of age-related dementia. His father, famously, this has been well documented, Fred Trump, had age-related cognitive decline, and it manifested, frankly, and a lot of his family members have actually spoken out about this. There's a lot of similarities between what we're seeing more and more frequently. We're observing a lot of the trends that we first noticed a few months ago, where there's a symmetry between some of these earlier signs, in his case, and what his father went through married Trump. Others of his extended family have spoken out about this symmetry. But what are we seeing? We're seeing, again, we're just observing the facts here. Just to say we don't have his medical data, I don't have access to his medical chart, but this is what everybody's observing, and he's the president, so I think the scrutiny is fair. Word finding difficulties. The fact that he has inattention, he loses his train of thought. Everybody is describing these speeches as meandering, covering 30 different topics in the course of, say, 2 minutes. He's meandering. So that's inattention, clear inability to express his own thoughts, difficulty completing a sentence, tangential speech, of course, memory issues. He doesn't know that he's talking about Greenland for even the course of a sentence, and he confuses it with Iceland. There's significant concern. And, that's just on the nature and content of a speech.
You can call it exaggeration, you can call it scrutiny, but the clips are the clips, the words are the words. The moments speak for themselves.
Savannah Guthrie's mom, Nancy.
Boy, it's so crazy. It's so bad. I didn't like when they were talking about going after the pacemaker and before they even started going after it, they're coming and reporting it. So if in fact they could do it that way, the person would say, well, I'm not going to let that happen, right? So bad things would happen if he not going to let that happen. I can't imagine why they would have done that. And just in terms of strategy, just one little piece, I don't know, but we have to start reporting on other subjects also and see what happens. It's a very sad situation.
And with Iran, if the whole point
Yeah,
of
I have to take off. I'll come back.
Thanks.
All right?
Yeah,
Or
thanks.
do I have to? Maybe I don't have to. Have a good
I
day.
think I have
Thank
to.
you.
I think I have to.
Sit down.
All right.
He has one ability I don't have. Yeah. He sleeps. He can sleep. This guy goes on a beach and he lays down on one of those, 6 ounce, they weigh 6 ounces and he can't lift it.
And right now, the moments are speaking very loudly.